back with some more content. It's been a minute since I've uploaded like at all, and today was so I decided, you know what? Why not record some WBG season 11 PRs? So today we're just gonna be going over like the season 11 um, drafts and just the Guardian division. Really just because like this is the division I'm playing in, and I don't really care for the rest. And I just thought it'd be fun. I kind of like wanted to make content like surrounding some form of like draft season that I've been in, but I've been busy other weeks. But maybe I'll like hop in and out of the season, maybe do like a recap or something. Is something that like I've thought about. I've made a public tier maker, so if anyone that watches this wants to like rank them themselves or has any thoughts to share, then like do so as you wish. I'll probably post it in like the description of this video. But yeah, I haven't really looked over any of the teams, but from what I've seen, they all look like alright. I haven't really like had any definitive thoughts or notes on this, so this is gonna be like my live thoughts and just like going over like some of the drafts that and what I think of them generally. Okay, so starting off with which one is Sly? Do I have Sly on this list? Did I forget to put Sly in this list? Oh my gosh, I forgot to put Sly in the list. Okay, so I forgot to put Sly. But I'll probably post another tier maker with him. But anyway, just going on for Sly and the Waterloo Watrels. Chim Pao, first pick. I don't mind it. I think it's a good mon. You know, fast, offensive. It's a lot of flexible partners. One thing that did worry me was like when I saw like Chim Pao get picked up round 1 and like damn, like in this WBG, like it really hit me like when it came back to him. I was like, damn, like he's got like 0 picks left. Like all of the good bulky mons and just offensive mons, like the top 2s are like all gone. Like Gouging, Landos, like Iron Hands, even like what else? Like went. Yeah, like just a lot of things. Like just like the common partners, like the best partners. They're still Dragonite. But like it's Dragonite, right? Like it's probably gonna get put on the Chim Pao comps like most times in draft. I don't mind it, it's good. Extreme speed and whatnot. And then next up is like Prim with like water and fairy typing. Like it just hazes like Iron Defense Body Press mons, good special attacker, good rock answer for like Chim Pao and Dragonite, beats the fightings. And yeah, next up is like your Metagross. Like it's just a good mon, Iron Defense Body Press, good Assault Vest user on this team comp already, like overall. I think like generally this team is probably gonna struggle versus like Steels. Just because if you look at the killers, it's like Sandy Shocks, which is like not that strong. And then like Amoonguss is like a good mon on this team. I do like it because a lot of this team says like no to Grass Terras. So like Chim Pao Dragonite beats that. Same thing with Metagross. Like Amoonguss also beats them. So like that's probably like gonna be a good thing. Like if you could probably scout out a lot of like the safety goggles and Lum, you can probably just spam Spore and then like the next game 2 and 3. Same thing with Metagross. Like it gets knockoff this gen. I don't remember if it got knockoff previously, but now it does. I do know that. So I think like that can also be good to like knock off berries and whatnot. Like that's probably like a decent board state like Metagross and Amoonguss, which I do not mind. And then him on top, this is like where I kind of start to like dislike the team. Like I kind of didn't really like Sandy Shock's pick in general. I just don't like Sandy Shocks as a mon in draft, but I didn't mind it. It's like a good like electric fast mon with like booster. It's like the only booster mon on this team, so yeah, it makes sense to have it. And then like him on top of Torracat, like you're kind of just like doing the same slot here, like Intimidate plus Fake Out. Like Torracat's honestly probably better at this point, just because you get the Fake Out, you get the Wisp, you get the Parting, right? Like there's so many things that Torracat does that like him on top already like does, but then like at a slower pace. And like I guess it's a good fighting type, but if you wanted like another rock answer, I would have probably just like looked elsewhere, because him on top kind of is overlapping roles with Torracat. And yeah, like that's just like really just the main struggle. And then Rhydon's like a good like pick here, but like again, it's another ground type. Like I don't know if you really needed it. It's a good rock. It's a good flying answer, I guess. But like you already have Chien-Pao and like Metagross and Sandy Shocks for that, so I don't really know what Rhydon's doing here, honestly. Like I would have probably liked to have seen like Rhydon and Hitmontop combined for like maybe like a Trick Room on, and then maybe like substitute Sceptile for like a Trick Room Abuser or something. Like I could have probably seen like this composition finishing out better. If I did have to play Sly, I would have probably put him in like the even category. Like I don't think like this could definitely go negative, just because like it's a really common draft like um, type of composition we've seen for a while, so it's pretty easy to prep for. But I do think he has options, and I do think like Amoonguss can probably hard carry matchups. Chien-Pao Dragonite's still really strong. You can do a bunch of things with Dragonite, very flexible Pokemon. And if I had to put, I'd probably put it even. I do think there were a lot of cool ideas that could have come out of Sly, but again, like by the time it's back to you, like the second pick's already gone. So it's definitely a struggle. Like all the bulky stuff, again, like I was talking about, gouging and like Ting-Lu, all already gone. So you can't do the bulk stuff, so that's just really unfortunate. But there probably were like better picks that you could have come out of this, in my opinion. So I'd probably place it like even, like right here. Next up is Piranha Plant. Fluttermane draft. Alright, so this is like one of the Fluttermane drafts that honestly I don't like mind. Like a lot of the Fluttermane drafts are probably like turn out to be Dookie, just because Dookie to like middling, just because they're all the way at the top and like they don't get the best partners, and then like Fluttermane is like pretty difficult to build around at times. But I don't mind Plant's take on this. Gouging Fire with the Sun mode. Did get his Torkoal sniped on the way back, which is kind of funny. So he didn't end up getting Sun, but he had to like save it with Volbeat. I was actually like messaging Plant when he was drafting for a second pick, and he didn't really know what to get. And I was like, "Yo, Gouging Fire is still on the board. Like, make a Sun team." And he just like waited to get Torkoal because nobody drafts Torkoal, right? But then Zeal later on picks it up. I'll get to his draft later, but yeah, pretty unfortunate snake there. But he does get Gouging plus Kyurem as the first two, along with Fluttermane. So already your offensive department is stacked, right? Like between these three, there's not much that's like disincentivizing like any form of like defensive countermeasure for this team. You probably just get like a good redirector and Tailwind next, which he did, and then like from there you kind of just like flesh out the rest of your build. Again, like nothing really resists like these top three, right? Like Gouging and Kyurem both get ground coverage for poison types. Steel typing is like good into like very good into Kyurem, but then Gouging breaks that. Fluttermane breaks all the Fairy Terras for like both of these guys. Sorry, all the dragon types for like these two. Like, well, I mean, there also be dragons, but like, you know what I mean? And then later on, Glamora can be like the fairy types. Brubonet's a decent redirector. Not much about this team says bring Grassler into me, similar to Sly's draft, so I do like that. Brubonet's a very faster and more offensive partner for these three, so I do like that, especially with the Sun up from Volbeat. It's just going to be clicking Sunny Day probably. It's probably just like a Sunny Day spam on. And then you kind of just bring out like your Root Bonnet and Gouging Fire Protosynth boosted. Like you can be like Band plus booster speed. You can be still like the booster speed with like D-Dance. You can be Scale Shot stuff with loaded dice. And then Kyurem probably just rocks like AV specs or loaded dice like every week. Like it's just good offensive mods. Maybe even Sash Kyurem could come out. Another cool thing is like Hariyama Glow King. I do like this. It's a very good Trick Room mode. Glow King can also set up like a chilling reception. Chilly reception for like Kyurem to come out and spam Blizzard next to Hariyama. And with like that ice plus like fighting and like facade knockoff coverage from like the wide coverage from Hariyama, like I don't really see like what's stopping this Trick Room mode. And then Volbeat's just like a good, like I guess, or not good, but it's decent. Like could have probably been Illumise, but Illumise costs 2 more because it gets like fake tears and whatnot. Which yeah, definitely would have helped out this team a bit better, but like then you're not like rounding out your team as well. Skarmory is also a decent like good pickup mon. Like it's a good defensive mon that like forces prep and respect. Like you can literally just lose to Skarmory on the spot so many times. It's a good like Iron Defense body press mon. If I had to rate this team, I could definitely see it going positive. I have faith in Plant to not drop this season. He's had some middling seasons before. But I'm not ranking these teams based off the captains, honestly. I'm just kind of going based off like the draft synergy and just like the Pokemon typings and like the offensive synergy that they have and just overall like congruent roles that they have with one another. So yeah, I'd probably put it in positive. Like I see it going positive. I don't know if it'll make playoffs, though. I think it probably honestly might be a playoffs team. I don't know if it'll go further than like round one playoffs, but I have faith in Plant to carry, hopefully at least. This also isn't favoritism. I just see this team like doing well compared to the rest of the drafts. Next up is Chris Reed. Graduate Raging Bolt, round one. Where can you go wrong with this thing? Nothing, right? Raging Bolt, broken Pokemon. Next up is Skyman. So this was originally King Gambit, but I sniped it because I gaslit Chris Reed into picking something else because I wanted King Gambit. I wanted to try like 16-point King Gambit, right? And I suggested Skyman to him instead. And honestly, I think it worked out pretty well for both of us. Skyman is a busted Pokemon, right? Like, what are Raging Bolt's two biggest issues? Grounds and grasses for that electric coverage, while Skyman, Seed Flare, drops that spit of stab, beats the grounds. Air Slash is down the grass types, right? Flinch, Hacks, Tailwind. I think Skyman is just a simple Mon, but this core can honestly carry very hard. Next up is Ursaluna. So now you have your Trick Room abuser. I do really like the Ursaluna, especially next to like Tail and Skyman, and I could just see this thing coming out as like a Bandit or a Salvis Mon some weeks even, and just like coming out and just taking hits and then trading, right? It can also just be the Flame Orb Trick Room stuff with like the Farigiraf. You can probably set up a sub with the Earthworm for like these top three. I really like that. Entei's a good Gloomon. Like so far these three are like very weak to ice. So Entei being like that ice resist as well as the ice answer, and just a very good Gloomon in general. Like it can pick stuff off with E-Speed that like if you're like living hits for like the very powerful like Ursalunas and Raging Bolts, right? Like those Draco Meteors and those Thunderclaps, Thunderbolts, Facades, etc. Like Entei can just come out E-Speed those things, right? I really like that. Next up is Farigiraf. Also, just not to mention like Snarl and Sacred Fire support. Sorry to jump back in on Entei, but like I really like the Entei pick. A lot of times people just like don't draft Entei on non-Shenpao drafts, but I think Entei is just overall like a very good Mon utility-wise and offensively. Next up is Farigiraf. I'm not typically a fan of Farigiraf in draft, just because like I think it has like two roles. Either it's a mental herb, really passive TR slot with like helping hand and whatnot, or it can just click like Throat Spray, Hyper Voice. Either role is like not too bad, but in draft, I don't know. Armatel's pretty good for this team though. You block like fake outs, and Encore is like Ursaluna probably wants to protect a lot of the time. So if there's like a slow Encore under Trick Room or like stuff like that, you can just block it with like Farigiraf's like. Sorry, I meant to like Prankster, not slow. Wow, I'm really tired. But yeah, like I think Ursaluna is like pretty alright. Next to Farigiraf is just gonna click like Facades. One thing that I don't like is that like under Trick Room, your options to click Earthquake are not that great, and that's like Ursaluna's best move to click under Trick Room. But Facade and Headlong Rush is still like a very good stabs for Ursaluna click. It's probably still picking up KOs. Farigiraf just clicks a spread move. Like you're not like losing if you can't click Earthquake with Ursaluna. Like you can probably just click sub or like bulk up or whatnot. Next up is Sableye, decent support. This is your top 6. Like I don't mind it. Sableye's a very good Mon. Like Prankster sets up screens, clicks Fake Tears, clicks Quash. I like a lot of what it does here. Clicks Wisp, Encore, Taunt, right? Fake Out. I think I already mentioned Fake Out. I don't know how many tools I mentioned Sableye has, but it's got a lot of tools. I really like Sableye pick on this team. There's not much to go over. It's just a busted Mon. I think it can do well in this team comp though. Next up is Zora Hisui. Zora Hisui. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I think it's a good beta Mon. Like I think you can probably like fake out your opponents into thinking like, oh, it's gonna be a very offensive lead, and then you like snarl them down or wisp like a physical attacker, and then like you can also just be like Specs, Hyper Voice or whatnot, just like blow up something with like a Hyper Beam that they're not expecting like a faster speed tier. So that's a couple of things of what Zora can do, but I don't know how I feel about it. I think a lot of these Mons don't rely on like abilities too much, so other than like Ursaluna or like Entei like revealing abilities turn 1, so Zorik's like pretty decent Mon on this team for like the illusion stuff. Next up is Earthworm. I think I mentioned Earthworm earlier. Like Setting up a sub for like these top 3 or 4, like really nice, right? Can sweep a lot of games like that. If your opponent doesn't lead into it, right? Next up is Fletchender. It's alright, it's just fast tail and it's Prankster. Like, you'll probably do okay. You already have like Tailwind from Skyman. I don't really know if you need Fletchender, but I guess you have Prankster now. Next up is Florges. Fairy type, woohoo, now I don't lose to dragons. Yeah, just good fairy type. Like, it'll probably look like Pollen Puff and Specs Gleam and whatnot on this type of team comp, so nothing much to say. And then Cragnol's just like good Scarf, Icy Wind, and Levitate Mon for Ursaluna. And yeah, nothing much, just Quick Street Try and Icy Wind, nothing much. Oh, and Haze, I guess, too, for like the Dondozo matchup, or any like setup on. That's annoying. If I had to rank this, I see this being another playoff team. I'm not just saying this because like it's like the first team and like, oh, everything's good, but it's just one of the stronger comps that like I eyeballed in this tier. Like, I definitely see it making playoffs. Don't know if it's winning it all per se. I think it's a strong contender though. I think Chris Reed is a good player, but again, I'm not drafting based off the captains. I'm drafting based off the Pokemon purely. So I think it's like alright. Trace with the Rain team: Rapid Strike, Landorus, Archaludon, Thundurus, Iron Jug, Spec, Clef, Swalot, Meowstic. I mean, like, your top 6, very, very good mons, right? They're just like top of the draft board, really good stuff. You're probably picking like 1, 2, 3 every week, and then you're bringing like one of these 2 with like Spectre, Clefable, right? Is like just like most of your brings. Swalot's probably just like a decent 1 pointer that might come in, and then Meowstic is just like a nothing burger. Like, it's competitive, Trick Room Prison, right? That's about it. Also Fake Out, I guess, too. Does Meowstic get Fake Out? I think it does, yeah. But yeah, that's just it, right? Like, one thing that I don't like about this team is like the type synergies. Like, oh, like, not the greatest. Like, you're neutral to like a lot of moves like Ice and Fairy, or weak to Fairy a lot. But again, these mods are just really busted and powerful, right? Like, Landers can take a hit from like a Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast. Same thing with Archaludon. Jugulis goes down to it, but like, you know, Rapid Strike probably Terras most of the time. Like, these top 3 are just like really insanely strong with the rain support from like Thundurus or Jug. I don't really see what's stopping this team. If like played correctly. Clefable's also just unaware, so you can't really set up safely in front of this thing. It will like Thunder Wave you passively, it will sing you passively, it will follow me, it will spam it, and that's just it, right? And then Spectre is just like a good like support, slow down pace mon, like if you ever need to set up, or you can just run specs on it, right? Just a good mon. Jug is good Tailwind, Thundurus is like good support overall. Like, you probably just choose one of these based off like whichever you believe is stronger into like the next the opposing composition you're playing into. Archaludon can run like Sash, sturdy power up stuff, or you can run Assault Fist bulky, right? There's like, this team is really flexible with like Archaludon. I do like it a lot. And then Landorus is just busted, same with Rapid Strike. I see this team being a winning at all contender. I think all the mons are just really strong, and I think it's really hard to like beat this team down before it beats you. Just because the speed tiers are so nice, you have a lot of speed control support, you have good like redirection from Clefable, right? Like, it does what it needs to do, right? The only thing I don't like about this is like, again, like Fairy and Dragon moves, really hard to switch into, as well as Ice. But again, the prep is just like really easy to like prep for, so you see what your opponent's game plans are mostly into your team, and you can kind of just like build accordingly and then just beat them down regardless. Next up is C. I believe this is a new captain as well, to Chris Reed and Sly, and Ogabon Wellspring round 1. It's just good mon, right? Like, you can't go wrong with Wellspring most of the time. Follow Me, you know, Water Absorb, whatnot. Just good typing, good Terramon, good redirection, good tools, Encore, Charm, Leech Seed, whatever, right? Like, Swords Dance, Focus Energy, list could go on. Next up is Goldango, Water Pond plus Goldango, really nice core. Like, I like how it fleshed out with like Zapdos, and then you get the Dragon Breaker from like Komodo, and Incineroar is just good support for both of these. You beat down the grasses for Wellspring. Goldango beats down basically anything. Like, I think it's just a good nasty plot mon on this team. I think it's a good specs breaker. Komodo is very nice with like the Goldango. Sorry, with the it is nice with the Goldango actually. Beat down fairies for the late game dragon spam. Goldango also just like enables the rest of this team to like beat rock types, which like struggle this, and like you also just beat down fly. Like, you resist flying for like 1 and 2 as well. Incineroar and Wellspring also have really good synergy with Komodo. And then Zapdos is like a decent Tailwind setter. This is where I kind of like don't like the composition though. Like Zapdos is just really slow. Like, I don't know. And then you also picked up Ribombee. Like I would have probably liked to have seen Zapdos maybe into like a more maybe like a faster mon. That like, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Zapdos in draft, man. Like there's a reason why it's 13 points. It used to be better than it was now in Gen 9, but I think it's still a decent mon. It probably does okay with like beating grasses and like spamming Thunderbolts and Eerie Impulse. But like I just think it's a passive mon. But yeah, like it probably clicks like so bulky Tailwind and whatnot. Ribombee's nice. I like Ribombee. You're immune to Fake Out. You get Tailwind. You can fake Tears for like the Goldango and the Komodo. Moonblast hits a lot, right? Bug Buzz for like enabling Wellspring. Like Ribombee plus Wellspring is really nice because Dragon and Grass Terras come into Wellspring and then you just click like Bug Buzz or Moonblast into those slots. Really nice stuff there. I like that offensive synergy. And then Iron Treads is a good ground and steel type. Again, Iron Treads is one of those mons like Sand Shocks I'm not a big fan of, but I think it's a decent mon. Like you click Earthquake next to Zapdos. It's your flying resist. It's another flying resist. It's another steel answer for like the Goldango and the Komodo. Yeah, like you just beat down things, right? Like you get good. You have like another good fairy answer in Iron Treads, so I like that you're not fully dependent on Goldango. Especially for a team with Komodo, that this team probably wants to be enabling 1 and 2. So if you can enable the Komodo to set up, Iron Treads is like one of the best ways to do that by beating like fairies and steals for the dragon spam. And next up is Politoed Kingdra. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Politoed, neither the biggest fan of Kingdra. I think this could have probably been a better like flesh out, but the rain is very nice for like Zapdos. Not that great for Instant, but it's very nice for like Wellspring, Goldango, and like Zapdos to click like Hurricane, you know, protects you from fire moves and then like enables your Ivy Cudgels, so it probably does well. Also with the like Komodo and the Ribombee, like you can beat Grass Terras and Water Terras already. Sorry, Dragon and Grass Terras already, so probably decent there. I see either going positive or playoffs. I'll put it in playoffs for now, but I'm not sure where it'll finish at the end. Though I actually kind of want to put it in positive to even, low key. I'm not too big a fan of like how slow it is, but I mean it's got busted Pokemon, and I think there's like really linear lines that like are hard for the opponents to react to with like Wellspring Goldango, but at the same time I feel like you can just snarl down some of this team and then it kind of just becomes like tough to beat. Like a Light Screen can give this team a lot of struggle. I don't know, I'll put it in positive for now, like positive to even, probably, not so much playoffs. I don't mind it. I'll go over my team last, actually. I'll save that for last. And then next up is Null. So Null had to replace Mariah, unfortunately. They were just inactive, so Null had to pick up like all the scraps from the end. I think like the team was like Hoopa with like Darkfu, and then it was like Indeedee with like Smeargle and Arcanine. I think was like what Mariah drafted or something. I don't remember what exactly, but it was something along those lines. So Null had to pick up all the leftover pieces, but I mean it's still like a good single strike draft, right? Single strike, Indeedee, Iron Crown, Talonflame, Fast Tailwind, Regidrago, Azumarill, Gengar, Kleavor is like good value. Like these 4. Like these 3 to 4 are like honestly great with like Fast Tailwind. Next up is like Lurantis for like good Trick Room abusing. Gothita is really good with Urshifu and just trapping in things for like Regidrago. And then yeah, like Alamola. It's like water type, slow pivot, just like probably good 1-pointer. Nothing much about it. And also, wow, I'm just noticing this is a very interesting name from Null. Dude, what are you doing out here? Yeah, nothing much to say about it. Like Rapid Strike, right? Iron Crown and Gengar, right? Like you just beat the fairy types. Same thing with Regidrago. You force out steals and whatnot with like these, and then you just beat down all of them with single strike with Indeedee support, right? And Talonflame Flail Blitz or Overheat, I guess too. And then Kleavor is just like good offensive, like good HO cheap pick. Same thing with Azumarill, good like water type and fairy type. You can probably do some like Follow Me plus like Belly Drum stuff, and then like click Trick Room or Tailwind or whatever after, right? If I had to rank this team, I could see doing positive for playoffs. I think this team has like, even though it's very linear in the like Mon selection, I think it's a very good team. And like Covert Cloak or Booster Crown is like very good on this team. Single Strike's a busted Mon. DD's good support. Talon Flame enables like all of these other Mons. So like, not the bottom, just like top and bottom, right? And yeah, I'd probably see it making playoffs. Like, if I had to go over this, I'd probably say like winning it all is probably like the top like 1 to 3 teams. Playoff is like 5 to 8. Sorry, not 5 to 8, 3 to 8. Like 3 or 4 to 8. Positive is like those like 1 to 3 teams that I see doing positive after playoffs contenders, and then like even is like either like 4 and 4 or like 3 and 5s and worse, and then like demote worthy is just like, bro, like get out of here. Just a quick little rundown over that tier list. Next up is Zeal or Zach with the round 1 Deontay, right? Deontay's a busted Mon, rock and fairy, high defensive stats. I think it's got 150 in like each. I don't remember if it's HP stats like 50 or 80, but regardless, it's just a really busted Mon, right? Like Diamond Storm, body press, good fairy moves. With Moonblast and Draining Kiss, you can run Calm Mind, you can run Trick Room, you can just click Banded like Diamond Storm. It's just a busted Mon overall. Next up is Zarude. This is honestly troll pick, I think, in my opinion. Grass and Dark. Not trying to be harsh here, but like Zarude's just like worst Meowscarada, bro. Like, pick up the cat. Like, I'm being so feral. Just like good knockoffs and power whips, but like Meowscarada is probably just stronger with like guaranteed flower trick crit, and then like knockoffs, it gets triple axles and stuff too. So like it's just like that guy without coverage. I guess you do get raw coverage, and like CCs. So like it's probably okay, but like I prefer probably like Meowscarada to like Zarude. It's probably just cheaper, and then like it allows you to do like better things than like Gothorita, or Lucario like late game, or sorry, like late draft. Garchomp, good ground, good dragon, good Mon, right? I think it's going to do decent. Like next to Jumpluff, like Torkoal, Jumpluff, Garchomp is like a good core. There, Deontay can probably like enable the Garchomp as well with beating down all the flyings, and then you can bring out Garchomp late game, right, to click into those. Diggy also just beat all the steals for Deontay, so that's very nice as well. And then yeah, like I like the Torkoal pick next with like the Walking Wake. You beat all the fires and stuff like that too for like the Zarude. Torkoal also just like beats all of Deontay's weaknesses with like steel and grasses weakens waters as well. So I like that as well. Walking Wake is good booster Mon here. Like you click, Specs, Draco and whatnot. You can probably want to solve it some weeks if you want to like snarl things down, trap them in with Gothorita, and then like spam like snarl or attacks, right? Cinderace is a good pickup here, honestly. Like very fast B tier with the Torkoal. It's a very good DOU core, and just a good like duo in general, right? Cinderace with like that big Pyro Ball. Good coverage from Cinderace as well. Protean's very nice. I see this doing pretty positive and probably being like one of the KO leaders for like Zeal's draft. Next up is like Gothorita, which is like, but it's okay. Like Gothorita is a cool Mon. It's a good Eviolite Mon, but I don't know how I feel about Gothorita in general in draft. But I think it'll probably do decently on this team. Bucksfish is like good, like you block priority, which is really nice. You get Trick Room, you click Super Fang and Icy Wind, probably off a Scarf or whatever, and then like Jumpluff is like good with Torkoal. You spam Sleep Powders. None of this team like you want to bring Grass Tears into really. So again, like really good stuff from like the Jumpluff player, the Brute Bonnet, and the Amoonguss drafts, right? And then Lucario, like it's just a fighting and steel type man. Like you just beat your fairies, you beat the steals, you click E-speed. Just probably just run Sash like every week and then like clicks things, or like Final Gambit too. Zeal, if I had to rank it, probably positive to even. I think depending on like how serious a lot of the other captains take this, like I think it's like hard to prep for, honestly. Deontay's like really annoying, and so is Torkoal like under Trick Room. Like you can click like Diamond Storm plus Eruption too, right? Not to mention that. But yeah, I think even's like okay for it, or positive. I think positive's fine. Though I could see this making playoffs, honestly. I'll put it in positive for now. If I want to put it at the playoffs, I'll put it to playoffs. Though honestly, I think it's going playoffs. I think it's going playoffs just off of eyeballing like the rest of the drafts we have here, or some of the rest of the drafts we have here. Next up is Orangus. Fake Out Bros, Iron Hands, and Rillaboom off of the first two picks. That's all right. I'm not too big of a fan of like Rillaboom or Iron Hands. I'm a big fan of. That's like a round one pick. Rillaboom, I don't know how I feel about with like, especially with Iron Hands. I feel like you're just like slow and just very vulnerable to like Breaking Sweep and Wisp. Like Rillaboom is like a decent support mon, but like I don't know how I feel about it on this team in general. Iron Hands is a good mod though. I do like Iron Hands. Volcarona is your like Fairy Resist, your like Quiver Dancer, your Rage Powderer. Excuse me. I'm just gonna drink some water. But yeah, I like it. Like I think Volk's like decent with like these two, but definitely very slow to start. Next up is Screamtail. Screamtail is alright. I think Screamtail's a good booster mod, but like with Iron Boulder, like you're fighting for the booster and then you're kind of struggling from there because that Iron Boulder really wants that booster speed and then like clicks SD. But like with the Volcarona, it makes it harder, right? Because now like Iron Boulder doesn't have that like guaranteed redirection, and like you can run Blade Run, just run like Goggles and then like Water Move, and like that struggles. That gives like a lot of this draft like decent issues. But yeah, Screamtail is a good mod though. I like it for screens. I like it for Encore Disable. Like it's good with Volcarona. Thunder Waves down the whole team to like probably let Iron Hands and Rillaboom outpace a lot of drafts. Same thing with like the Moltres Galar. Like on this type of comp, I don't really know how often it's gonna be clicking Nasty Plot, but like it's a good Tailwind mon, and like probably just click Snarl and Fire Wrath and just throw out like Canes and whatnot. Inteleon is a like it's just awkward pick here. I don't really know. Like it's your water type, but I'm sure there were like better water types at this point, man. Inteleon's not that great. Like it's faster with Icy Wind, but it's very frail. Like that's just what some of this team is like. I don't know. Like some picks like the Noivern and the Inteleon I don't really understand and I don't really enjoy. But alas, not my draft. I still think Ton's like a decent mod though. Probably click Soak for like Rillaboom and Iron Hands. Icy Wind is what? Like Icy Wind as well. Like that dynamic speed control is really nice, I guess. Next up is Excadrill. So Excadrill, I would have liked to have seen like a Hippowdon or something even over like the Noivern at this point, because you already have the Moltres. And like yeah, I would have probably just done better than like Noivern, honestly. You could have probably given up Arbok for like another better 2-pointer that like has even just a slight bit of like defensive synergy with your team. It's another Fairy Resist, but like it's alright. Iron Bolt is a decent mod though, beats flying types, which is honestly very good for like your Volcarona and Rillaboom. Like I think that's okay. Same thing with the Moltres. So I don't mind the Iron Boulder here. I just wish that like Noivern was like a Hippowdon or something. I don't know how much Hippowdon costs actually, but I'm not gonna be checking either just because I'm too lazy to. But I'm sure like Inteleon could have probably been like supplemented or combined with the Noivern for like Hippowdon plus like another better slot mod. Gives you like that good sand mode, which is like honestly not even the worst. And then Iron Boulder would beat the flying types and whatnot, so like I think that would have been fine. If I had to rank Orangus' draft, I see it's going like even. I don't think it's demote worthy, but I think it's definitely one of the weaker drafts in the tier, so I have to be honest here. And like honestly, like I love Orangus' drafts. I think his teams are always like cool and bulky, but definitely like not the greatest draft this season by far. Next up is Hopeless, the commissioner for the league. Why can't I be Frontier? I don't know, man. Like you slap yourself here. Next up, right, Volcanion round 1. Like very hard mod to trade versus. It's a good mod, right? Like gets a lot of tools. Steam Eruption is a broken move. I believe it gets Scald as well if you don't want to miss that move. Next up is like just spamming like your fire and like your stabs, clicks like Sludge Bomb. Don't know if it gets Rip, I don't remember, but it has good coverage moves across the board. It gets like Clear Smog, I think, and Taunt as well for like good utility. So it's just a good mod overall, right? It's like just hard to trade versus a lot of the time because it's so bulky and just has like it just like has really good stat spread. Next up is Rungu. Insane mon. Next up Volcanion, right? Like Tailwind, Breaking Swipe, Snarl, Acrobatics, right? You're just like going down the list of like busted stuff. I like the Enamus here as well, because it really forces Volcanion to like, sorry, it really enables Volcanion by like not having to deal with like Dragon Terras. So like you also beat down all the dragons for like Roaring Moon. I think that's cool. Petron beats all the fairies for Roaring Moon as well, just being like a really physically defensive mon. I like Petron plus Roaring Moon because Roaring Moon's very specially defensive and it can click Snarl pretty easily on this team. And then Petron's just very physically defensive, so you just like have that good like defensive like duo right there as well. Meowstic, really good mon. It supports Enamus with like Tickle and Fake Tears and Charm and whatnot to like click superpower. It can also just, you know, like again, Fake Tears, not on itself to boost special defense, but it can also click it onto the partners and then be like specs or whatever. It clicks screens for Petron to the Roaring Moon and the Volk. Clicks Fake Tears for like the Volcanion again. Like there's a lot of stuff it does. Beats poisons for like the Petron to be able to click Malignant Chain and poison like a lot more mons and whatnot, so I like that. Galade's a good steel breaker, Galade's a good poison breaker for Petron, so I really like that as well. I also think Galade's a very good mon here in general. I think it's a good cleanup mon for like the Roaring Moon plus like Enamus or Volcanion lead. Also a good cleaner for like Enamus and stuff. This thing can run Scarf or Sash most weeks and just do even, right? Just boosting item like Life Orb or something even. It just does just good mon. Clicks Trick Room as well, Trick Room Prison. Good coverage moves like Leaf Blade, Triple Axle, fighting Psychic Stabs, Leaf Blade, etc. Right? It's just good mon. Next up is Jirachi, or Jirachi. Let me know what you pronounce it like. I like to say Jirachi sometimes to rage bait people, but most of the time I'm just gonna say Jirachi for this video. But mostly I say Jirachi. I think it's cool though. Anyway, not talking about the pronunciation of this Pokemon's name. I think Jirachi is a decent amount on this team. I don't really like it too much because Glade is already clicking Prison Trick Room. Same thing with the Meowstic. But yeah, like it's just a good steel type overall. Like it clicks Iron Head. Like with Petron, I could see it being annoying with like you poison everything behind screens and you bring out Jirachi. You click like either Scarf or just regular like Iron Head. Like you can probably click like Thunderwave with Meowstic or like poison and confuse everything, and then like it's just really hard for your opponents to attack. You can probably like play that a really annoying game if like Hopeless wanted to be evil like that, which I think is pretty funny. Torterra is like a good grass and ground type. Like you can just click Self Smash next to like Electivire or like fake out Meowstic. And yeah, it'll probably just do well, like overall, like wide guard support as well. Good Trick Room abuser as well, and then Electivire's Follow Me. And then like also resist flying, which is pretty nice for this team because you have like basically 0 flying resists, right? Overall, winning it all for sure. Like I think it's by far one of the better drafts in the league, arguably the best. It's just a busted draft overall. Like you just have so many tools. It's really hard to trade versus this team. Hollis has a lot of draft tools at his expense as well. And Emerson is a good Terra abuser, Roman's a good Terra abuser, and then the rest of your team just like complements each other offensively and defensively very nicely. And you get like all the tools like redirection, speed control, good like offensive and defensive stuff with like Enamus and Volk, and then Petron's defensive. Glade's got offensive mon as well. Jirachi's like a good mix of that, same thing with the Roaring Moon and whatnot. So I think this draft's like definitely one of the better ones for sure as well. And I can definitely see winning the league easily. Next up is Demontoid or Dementoid. Honestly, I don't know how to say this name, but or say their name, sorry. But regardless, the first one, Teal Pond pick, bro. Like, what is this? Like, get out of here. And then number around 2 Gothitelle? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. You could even picked up Roy Moon the Sniper from Hopeless, man. Come on. But jokes aside, like Ogerpon, definitely not the greatest mon. I was looking at this team and like I thought it could be okay, but then I realized like Aleki and Ogerpon are kind of those mons where it's like they get like 0 coverage, or even if like Ogerpon does get like superpower and like Rock Tome, like it doesn't get the Teal Mask boost like the other Ogerpon forms do, the 1.2 boost from the mask item slot, but it can probably still run like focus. What's that item against Scope Lens or Razor Claw to like boost Ivy Culture to crit past the resist, which is really strong, which you've seen do very successful in VGC and in draft before. Like Jamie Boyd's Toronto team from like 2024 and stuff like that really popularized that set. the Razor Claw stuff, and I think like in general, just in draft, I think you can do okay. It's a decent redirector. Like you get tools, but Ogrepan TMS is just one of those like middling mons, and I don't really know. Like Gothitelle next up, like Gothitelle is one of those mons where like it wants to come on comps so often, but then it's like it's also really hard to, because yeah, you know, it traps things in, but like your team doesn't have like the greatest ghost breakers, so it's like you can basically just run Ghost Terra versus team pretty easily, and like I guess that does help like Aleki and Ogrepan, you know, click like their stabs into that, but like I don't really know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Bax is like good with Aleki though, because you get that bolt beam coverage really hard to switch into. And you did draft like the only like bolt beam resist mon in Magnezone, so that's kind of funny as well. So like Aleki and Bax can probably like carry, but like especially like Ogrepan, like I could see Bax getting out of hand probably with like fake out support from Goth, trapping in the right mons and then terastallizing, and then like walling out your opponent's board state, and then just like setting up to where you feel like you can just win the game. Same thing with Ogrepan, you just click follow me, get Defiant as well, so you can't even bring Intimidate or Breaking Sweat versus Bax to slow it down easily. And then Dozagiri is like a good cleanup core probably. Moltres is like a decent like fire and flying like value pick. It's really bulky on the special end. Punishes physical attackers with flame body. Scrafty is like decent, but I think it's too slow for this team's pace like that it's idealing for. Like Mian Xiao would have probably done better honestly, just because you can probably coaching up like the Bax and the Dondozo, or like even the Ogrepan to like do actual like more damage. But I guess like Scrafty's like better for the Trick Room matchup. Although I would have personally thought that like you kind of just say like we ball like for the Trick Room versus Trick Room matchup, and then you probably just like angle for like a Gothitelle trap angle, and then you can probably just like bulk out with like subs and whatnot, and just bulk and like break things with like your partners. Next up is Scyther. I don't really know. I like it. Like Moltres does the same thing. Like I guess it's like a faster Moltres, more offensive potential, but like it's Scyther. And then like Magnezone's like okay. I don't really know where I'd rank this draft. I think Baxcalibur Dozagiri is a very good core, but with the lack of like decent redirection, like Ogrepan's like good redirection I guess, but I don't really know how I feel about it, because if your Ogrepan's clicking follow me, like this team is like has no wide guard, so it's really easy to just like click spread moves versus this team. Unfortunately I have to put this in the first like demote worthy. I don't think this is gonna like, I guess it could go even, maybe slightly positive, but like I don't really know how I feel about it. Demote worthy for sure, unfortunately. Or I'll put it in even for now, but I'll glance over at the other teams. I hope this team does well, just because like I think being able to prove that like your first 2 round picks were actually worth it, and like you had this vision and like you knew it was gonna do well. Like I have faith in Demontoid, or at least I hope that like that turns out well for him, but not really too sure. Next up is Shyster. He's still under polar bears. That's a cute logo. But anyway, the first pick from Shyster was Annihilate. Annihilate busted mon, right? Nothing much to go over it. Like clicks bulk up, Vandal Gambit, taunt, coaching, etc. Right? Good mon. On this team, it's probably clicking bulk up a lot. Like it's really bulky with like Cresselia and like low tail screens. Ice Wind support from bundle can like enable like a choice band set though. Same thing with like Heatran and stuff. Like Heatran's good fire resist for the team and fairy answer. Breaks rocks as well with like flash cannon and earth power, so that's good stuff there as well. You can probably click like Wisp and Magma Storm, trap things in, whittle them down, and then like bring out like the Annihilate later to after you've beaten down like the Annihilate answer that you've analyzed to be your opponent's check for Annihilate and stuff like that. So I like that as well. Iron Bundle's a fast mon, right? Like good impossible switch into coverage and like freeze dry and hydro pump. Icy Wind, Encore, really good stuff there. I like this team a lot because you can go like the fast trade route with like Specs, Iron Bundle, Blizzard stuff. You can go like Final Gambit Ape. You can go like Life Orb offensive Heatran, or you can play the slow defensive route, and it's really hard for your opponent to call out which sets are coming from each team, from each mon. Same thing with Rhyperior. I think it's a good Trick Room abuser, especially with Cresselia. What I do like about the Cresselia draft in this team is that you get a ground resist, but you also just get a good bulky mon that like we've seen Cresselia be successful with Rhyperior, Heatran, and Annihilate before, and I think it's just really good here. Like you beat the status for the Ape to set up. Same thing with the Salamence. If you want to run Dragon Dance and stuff like that, if it's not clicking Tailwind. Rhyperior can also just like be really annoying next to it. You can probably like Ice Beam yourself, activate a policy or whatnot. It's really good with Heatran. and just yeah, like clicks like Ice Beam, clicks Lunar Blessing, like Psychic for poison types as well. It's really nice. I think this team like Trick Room. Sorry, Trick Room was the obvious one, but I kind of just assumed that everybody knows what Cresselia does at this point. But yeah, like it's just a good bulky mon. I think it enables the rest of the team really well, and you're not forced to run that stinky calm mindset that Cresselia is usually forced to running every week. Next up is Blastoise. Good Iron Defense Body Press mon, Fake Out Support mon. Can click Shell Smash on this team. I don't like that your redirector for it is Toedscruel, so like a grass type coming out into this is like annoying for Blastoise for sure, like if he wants to click that, but again, you drafted Hail with Heatran, so grass type's not that great, especially with Salamence as well. The only annoying part is that like your only redirection is Toedscruel, and like if a good like grass type with like a good defensive barrier and spread like comes into like Iron Bundle and Rhyperior and Blastoise, like that can cause issues. But again, like Toedscruel's not the main issue here. Like I'm sure like these mons can probably, you know, find a way to set up regardless if they want to. But Blastoise is a good mon overall on this team. I like it as a water type and Fake Out and Flip Turn and whatnot. Iron Defense Body Press again annoying. So Toedscruel and Regice is like a slow ice spam mon with like Blizzard that like I guess if it's not like Mundle or Nolotail's doing, you have that third pick. So that's really nice. You have the backup for the backup, so hell yeah. And then Toedscruel's like decent. There is no like coughing though, so like your Trick Room's, well not Trick Room's always going last, but your Spore's always going last. But it's a good like grass type I guess for this composition. Click Spore if you can. Next up is Code. Alright, so I'm supposed to rank Shyster's team. Shyster's team, wow my phone's on, oopsie. Shyster's team, I can see making playoffs honestly. I like it a lot. Like I think it's got a lot of tools at its disposal, so I'm a big fan of Shyster's team. I think it's definitely making playoffs. Code, Code's team. So Tornadus is a great round 1 pick. I think it was like the better round 1 pick, as you can see like the rest of these mons like definitely like the best value mon to get here for sure, right? Torn can do a lot of things. Unfortunately, Code decided that hey, Torn's gonna enable Great Tusk instead of like a Landorus Incarnate or something, right? Like you could honestly probably just draft like Landorus Incarnate or even Arch at that point and then be fine from there and then draft like Rain, but Code had his mindset on a Sun team. I warned him about it, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about this team. I think it's like okay offense, but like I think this team could have definitely been a lot better, man. Like you probably could have drafted like either Landorus, Therian, Goldango, Landorus, Incarnate. Ursaluna even could have been a really nice like tail room squad. But yeah, not too big of a fan with this stuff. If I had to rank this team with like Mousehold as well, it's a good Mousehold's a very good support mon, so I do like that. Bronzong's good Trick Room. Hydreigon's like a decent special attacker, but with Gardevoir and stuff like Gardevoir, Hydreigon, and like Great Tusk is like giving like Reg B, Reg C vibes. But in a format where like you could have gotten like a Landorus Incarnate instead, I don't know how I like, especially when it was like available to you, like I have to rank this team like lower, unfortunately. Tyranitar is really good though with like Great Tusk though. I do like that. You beat all the flying types for like the fighting and ground coverage to be enabled. The only thing that I don't like is like fairy types are really freeing to you outside of like Bronzong, which is like not coming most weeks because like you have like no Trick Room abuser anyway, so like why would you bring it? And then Tyranitar, and then sorry, like Iron Moth is like very frail to like everything else because Poison and Fire is like good offensively but very terrible like defensively, and in doubles it's just Iron Moth is just a lot harder to use. I don't know if this is the right draft for it. So I definitely have to rank this team a lot lower for sure. Like I don't want to put it in demote worthy. Like, oh, man, the thing is, Code's my boy, man. Like I love a lot of the composition, like the ideas here, but it definitely could have been better. Like I could definitely see it going even for sure though. But like, ugh. Man, I'll put it like, I don't know, because you drafted like Great Tusk round 2, I have to put it in demote worthy, because what is bro doing in Guardian if you're not picking up like Landorus, bro, or even Arch, or even Ursa, bro? Like there were so many other picks that you could have picked, but like Great Tusk, bro, like that shit you could have probably picked up like around 4 or 5. Excuse my language, but yeah, I have to unfortunately put it like lower. Next up is Flip. Flip's a Cole, the one and only. Ursaluna Blood Moon Sinistra is like decent. Skeldurge is okay. Keldeo is another good mon, but like could have probably been something else maybe. I think Kelder's a fun mon though. I think actually, you know what, I've looked more at this team. Like it is a rock resist, it's a nice resist as well. Beats ice types. It's probably not the worst, honestly. Right? You're not fighting Iron Bundle every week, so like that's like the only problematic mon for like these like top 4, or like honestly like most of your draft, honestly. But yeah, like you're not facing ice spam every week, so like outside of who has the ice team? Oh, Shyster. Shyster. Which is funny enough, like Flipsicle's round 1 week. I think he got bodied, unfortunately, but yeah, like now that you're not facing ice spam every week, like I'm sure this team will probably go positive. Like I think it's a good draft. Ursa Blood Moon's a broken mon. You get good tail room with like Tornadus and Sinistra as well. Blood Moon again, very nice. Skeldurge and Keldeo break those steals as well as Okidoki. Lycanroc Dusk is good value. I like that a lot. Raiku's a good screens mon and Electro mon, so you can run like Scarf, you can run Assault Vest, you can run Light Clay. I see this run doing a lot. You can run Combine even with like Scald and Thunderbolt or whatever like coverage you need from it. Tinkaton's a good support. It beats all the dragons and ice types that want to come into you, so that's very nice as well. The only issue that I have with this is that like Tinkaton being your fairy like beater, I guess it's Okidoki as well, but you're not resisting it. Like Tinkaton, it's like okay, but Skeldurge also handles those pretty well with like Unaware and stuff. But again, Skeldurge is also one of those mons where it's like, I don't know, like it always like seems to do like on paper, it's like good on paper, but then like in game it's just like really slow, right? Because of that slow speed stat, it's kind of similar to Ursaluna Blood Moon, but like more defensive, obviously. But I don't know, it's just like a slower mon, like in general. Like I think this team can do okay though. I definitely see it going like even for sure. Like 4-4 seems like a very like destined finish for this team. So I think that's like all right for sure. Now we're getting to the last two. So Chromate and Streetcred Cookie. Chromate drafts Chi-Yu, Rock Pond, which is like a decent core, but I don't know how I feel about it. Like Chi-Yu could have probably like, it's hard, right? Because you could have picked up Whimsicott, but like then Cookie picked it up. And then you're left with Cornerstone, which is like decent, but like Sneeze or Latios, I don't know, really like Latios here. Like could have probably been even like Indeedee male here, and then like a better Tailwind Mon later. But Latios being your Tailwind Mon for like Chi-Yu is like not the greatest, right? Sneeze is a decent Mon though. It beats like all the steals and fairies for like Latios and Cornerstone. It's a good fake out. You can click Acid Spray next to Chi-Yu, which is really nice, and all your other special attackers, so that's really cool. But I just like this seems very clunky. Like Basket Legion is a good pick, but you want to click you want to have it in the rain a lot of the time, and because she wants to stun up so often, like it's really hard to do, right? So you're just weatherless and like you're not getting those damage multipliers that allow Chi-Yu and Basket Legion to do what they want to do effectively. I guess you do have Klefki, which is nice because you get like both Sunny Day and Rain Dance, I believe, on Klefki, so that's pretty nice. So you can like choose, like you can have Klefki plus like either one of these, and then like once the attacker goes down, you bring up the next attacker. It's a pretty cool concept, but again, like I just think this seems like really slow, and like any team with like a decent Tailwind or Trick Room on will like either like a really good Trick Room on, like a slow mon, will underbase this whole team and just sweep, or Tailwind with like any attacker will like trade better versus this team because it's really hard to get like the speed advantage when like your Tailwind setters of frail Latios. I guess Klefki like Thunderwave and Screens is pretty nice, but again, this team doesn't want to have like really good like bulk because you already have like the sturdy Ogre Pond. You have like the Sneasel that's really frail that probably wants to run Sash most weeks, or if it's Latios running Sash, so you can get up the Tailwind, then Sneasel's just really vulnerable to a lot of hits. And then yeah, like Sylveon's just one of those like mid-tier like fairy types. Like it's a good fairy type attacker for sure, but Sylveon's just one of those mons where it's like it's so frail defensively. It's easily exploitable, especially on this type of team where you don't have like any Intimidate or anything to complement it very well. I guess you have Tauros, but then like if you're bringing Tauros to a match, then like come on, man. Like you're bringing like Tauros Sylveon, and then like you're forced to bring like one of these and then like one of these, and it's just clunky, right? Like you want to bring like all three of these plus like good Tailwind, and then like you're either subjecting yourself to Latios and like terrible defensive synergy, or you're bringing Klefki and then you just like have 3 attackers with like middling speed control, and then like awkward support, right? Also another thing is like Sneasler is like clicking acid spray, it's enabling Chew, sure, but then you're like having like a 130 attack based mon that's clicking acid spray every turn or fake out, right? And it's just not that great. This team like has a lot of good partners for sure, but it's definitely not enabling them well enough, and unfortunately I have to put this in like demote worthy, bro. I love Chromate, but yeah, it's just really like one of those teams where it's like, I don't know, it's good it's good offensively for sure. Like you have a lot of good offensive pieces, but you're not enabling them all, and unfortunately you have to rank it lower. Next up is Streaker Cookie. Cookie is my guy, my day 1 stealth nader bro. Next up Flipskull. Wow, I really just hyped up my Cookie next to like my old captain. Damn. Flipskull, if you're seeing this, brother, I still love you. You know that. You're my day 1 bro. But damn, wow, I really did Flipskull dirty there. Next up, anyway, Streakhead Cookie, the one and only, Whimsicott Necrozma. Necrozma is gonna be cool because you can fling anything that you want into Necrozma, and it will get the weakness policy activation, and because you resist that weakness policy, you're taking even less from the fling from the Whimsicott, so you're like getting maximum value out of fling. So this is like the fling squad. Jokes aside, I think like this team is pretty awkward for sure. Tinglu's like a good bulky mon, but next to Whimsicott, come on, bro, come on. Like, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, it's good, right? But Iron Valiant's good offensively. Indeed, email. As long as Streaker Cookie is not getting lazy pace from Plant and forgetting to put Psychic Surge on it, I think Cookie can probably do decently and win some games. Arcanine Hisui, unfortunately, like doesn't offer too much. Like it's good with Whimsicott for sure, but it's really easy to exploit its typing in draft. There's a reason why it's just not drafted often, and that's just one of the reasons. It is good rock coverage though. It's a good flying type answer for the Tinglu and the Whimsicott the rest of the draft. So it's good like offensively for sure. You probably run choice band most weeks with Whimsicott because you have like the best Tailwind setter arguably in the draft, out of the whole draft. So like you have the best Tailwind setter, so you can allow Arcanine to click Head Smash, Flow Blitz, Rock Slide, etc. Right? Next up is like Empoleon. It's Empoleon, bro. Like it's water and steel, but like it's also an Empoleon, so I have to like rank it low. Like it wants to click Yawn most weeks and like slow down teams. What I really liked here was like maybe like a Serperior over the Hydrapple, honestly. Like Hydrapple gives you that Dragon type, which is like good. Like Hydrapple's a really good Trickromancer. But like Serp would have let you like at least get up the swamp, and then you can at least like click like Choice Band, Head Smash, and then like Choice Specs, Necrozma or something, like late game, or even like set up like a late game Iron Valiant to like come out. You could probably done better with like the pledges and whatnot. And then like Vivillon is like honestly like decent. I like it here. Like Grass Terra is like okay into your team for sure, but like then it would allow like Harkonine to like click those stab flare blitzes, and then it allows like Iron Valiant and Necrozma stabs to just do really well into you as well. And Vivillon also beats them down with Hurricane, so a good like sleep powder drafting enabling from this team as well. Unfortunately, Cookie's drafts I have to put in like probably I don't know how I'd rank this, probably either even or positive. I want to put it in positive. Honestly, I can see Flip doing positive, and then like Cookie and even. I think that's like definitely the better way to rank this. And then yeah, and then finally, repeats draft. My draft, the foreign Froakies. We got Hearthflame round 1, which is pretty simple to build around. But I was actually struggling when it came back to me. I was like, damn, bro, like I don't know which direction to go into, because a lot of the picks I wanted, like I had like originally a vision with like Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Deontay, and then like a good like Terum stuff, good stuffs team. And I wasn't able to get Deontay because it got picked like 2 picks later. I was like, damn, bro, like people are recognizing that mythicals are good. Gosh darn it. But next pick was like Landorus Therian and then Manaphy, and then I was like, all right, bro. Like, I love bulky good stuffs, and Landorus and Manaphy with like Tail Glow was something that I think could be really cool. I got Pult next. Pult just like really good like light screens and like slow mod, or it can just run specs or band. Some weeks run sash. It's just really flexible with its options. Like, and I think it works really well with like Landorus and Hearthlame because you're able to click like Heartflame's a very good fairy check. Same thing with like Landorus for steals, so you really like enable Pult to like click those dragon and ghost moves a lot. Next up is Gambit. So if you ever want to bring Intimidate for like 1-2 or Snarl Spam for 3, you get Defiant boosts. So I really like that as well. I thought Gambit was also really cool to build around because I think fits the team very well here. Like at this point I was really struggling for like I had no ghost resist, right? And I just thought that like my ice side matchup was pretty middling. So Gambit's like the perfect answer for both, right? And just good Defiant Mon. I think this thing's going to be really good on this team if I can build it well. And next up is Sneasler Hisui. I thought this mod was way better like than an Amber, so I picked it up first, and I'm really happy that I got the whole like composition idea that I wanted. Like I wanted these for sure. Like I had this like draft plan like after I like had the Landorus Manaphy idea, and I was able to pick up everything that I wanted. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out overall. But Sneasler Hisui is very good support for this team. Like we've seen Gambit plus Sneasler do really well, and Sneasel Hisui just allows me to do that, but at a cheaper cost, right? And same speed tier arguably, right? Like you get the gunk shot and the fighting coverage next to Gambit. You're able to coaching everything up like Dragapult and Gambit and Landorus and Heartflame. Just really good Steel Breaker, really good Grass Breaker for Manaphy. Fairy Breaker as well, so you get a faster Fairy Breaker, so you're not dependent on like slow Gambit. That's really easily pinned by like a lot of coverage moves because fighting is just really good. Like you sneak a low kick on a team, like, and then like Gambit's just down, right? So having the fast Sneasel to not fully depend on the Gambit's really nice, and it just has good support overall for the rest of the team. Next up is an Amorous, really good Fairy type breaker. Like you're not depending on like Manaphy's Dazzling Gleam, so you can just go slow Trick Room and then you just boink things. Weird is good Trick Room value, Kilowattrel's fast Tailwind value, and Electro Mon as well, so you get like dynamic speed control. And then Lapras and Coughing. This was originally Crabominable, but then I was like, I want like Coughing for like disabling abilities because I thought that it could be nice for like Pult and Manaphy. Just overall, like I've seen other compositions do well with like in VGC and like Reg H with like Wheezing plus Pult, and just like I thought Manaphy could also abuse the lack of abilities overall from other teams and compositions, and just spams Wisp, and it's really good mon. I think Coughing is like one of those mons that like definitely can be ignored from your opponent, but if they ignore it too much and like you bring the right set into them and you play with it correctly, it can definitely be really annoying, right? Like just whittling down teams with like Toxic Spikes early game, and then like, or even just like Poison Gas, and then like playing slow in the early game, and then like having like 2 breakers, which is like really easy to do, right? Like Heartflame 120, like you get that attack boost and you tear it in the late game, can like smoke teams. Same thing with Landorus 145 attack. A Scarf set is really nice on this team. Kilowattrel is really nice and enabling a lot of this team as well. And then Lapras is just good like ice resist, because again I was talking about like how I'm weak to ice and stuff. It's a good water type answer as well. My only water resists are like 1 and 2, so I thought that like Lapras could be good there as well. It's a good Terramon. And yeah, just overall, if I had to rank this team, obviously if you don't believe in yourself, what the heck are you doing? So I'm obviously going to put myself betting to win it all. I think my draft is good overall. I think it has a lot of tools at my disposal. If I'm not lazy and I prep well, I think it can definitely overcome any matchup. And yeah, that's just really it. Again, Sly unfortunately did not make it into this variant of it, but I'm going to remake another tier for sure. If I had to probably put it in like even. If I had to rank Sly's team, I think I said, whoa, wow, I don't know what the heck happened just there. But if I had to rank it, probably even. Don't really know if it'd go positive, but I think even is definitely like the tier for Sly's team. And yeah, that's just really it. Thank you for watching if you make it this far. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. I'm excited for this season, I guess. And I just thought, you know what, I'm free, so why not just do a PR video? Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye.